And you're live right now. Go.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, first off, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this live kind of stream here for our weather. America's Weather streaming channel, and I do apologize on that. Here's my face. Hey, first off, we wanted to kind of start off by talking about kind of the severe weather that's going to be happening here in Indiana as well as in other places across the Midwest. What I want to do is, and you guys probably saw the screen before, but I'm going to show you guys the screen on our live radar here. Is basically very, very quiet here in Indiana. If we want to take a look down here, Indiana is quite bare for the most part, which is a good thing. We want to make sure that we're in good shape here so far. Although I will say in southern Illinois, there looks like there might be a few showers that are starting to form. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye and monitor on that. But where all the action is right now is actually northern Illinois. Basically, that's where we're seeing our first severe thunderstorm warnings as well as our tornado warnings. So we're going to kind of real quick zoom into here. This particular tornado warning kind of has this little bit of a hook, but it's very broad when it comes to looking at the rotation. But you can kind of see a little bit into here, a little bit basically on the kind of where the rotation is there. But probably the one that's most notable is definitely over here, basically along I-80 here between where Atkinson is, Anawan, and Sheffield here. You can easily see the rotation, the red and the green, if you would here. Oh, we're not yet live. Oh, oh goodness. Okay, never mind. Okay. Please let me know. Hang on, I'm trying to. Oh, I'm live. Okay. All right. Anyways, taking a look back again at the of the we certainly apologize, by the way. This is new technology we're trying to utilize here, so just bear with us for just a few moments to get kind of our bearings here. But again, you can kind of take a look. As I was saying, there's some severe thunderstorm warnings kind of going on in Illinois. You can easily see the rotation here. And again, just showing you right here along I-80, you can easily see that. And if we kind of put it a little bit more into motion, just a little bit there, you can easily see kind of where that rotation is going. And again, it's just going along Interstate 80. It was a little south there. Now it's moving a little north, and it's probably its projection is heading towards this way, a little bit more north in the polygon that was issued by the National Weather Service. So those are kind of the areas there, along with some big severe thunderstorm warnings here. Let me get back to our regular radar. You can easily see it in DeKalb area, Sycamore, Wayne. All this is moving up to the northeast. Essentially, we might see the northern part of Chicago get hit with some of this rain and showers and thunderstorms. Schaumburg, as well as Naperville, all those areas, and Aurora, all those areas are kind of in that pathway. So we're going to have to continue to monitor those, but that's pretty much kind of the action that's going on right now. It's all in upper northern parts of Illinois and a little bit into also just upper parts of Illinois here. So we're just going to have to keep a monitor on those. Like I said, as for Indiana, it's fairly quiet right now, but we're going to continue monitoring to see when those are going to things are going to happen there. What I want to do now is I want to share with you guys some of the some of the information that we want to really talk about tonight, and that's really just about the severe weather. Kind of basically talking more about that. So give me a second here, so I can share my screen with you guys. So it's going to look like it's double vision here in a second. There we go. Let's take a look at that. Oops. Let me get out of here for a second. Well, I kind of want to go full screen here, but it doesn't want to. So I apologize on that. But you guys can kind of see through the sort of the screen here, kind of what we're talking about. So just to review some information here, first off, kind of looking at some of the outlooks here. We do have, again, basically the majority of the state of Indiana is under a slight risk for severe weather tonight. You can also see a little bit of what is called an enhanced risk for severe weather, or level 3. That's more in the southern half of the state of Indiana. And that's basically where we're predicted to see basically the highest chances and probabilities of tornadoes. Um, Essentially, you've got your 2% out in these areas. The majority of the state is under a 5% chance. And then over here is kind of basically our kind of what we would have to call 10% in our hashed area. And so really, that's kind of what we're looking at is really our focus is northern parts of Indiana. I'd say just right over here, as we're kind of like around Rensselaer and towards Chicago area, as well as down here in southern Indiana, like Evansville, Louisville, Kentucky. You've got plenty of other different cities like Santa Claus, Indiana, Dale, Indiana, Jasper. Basically, those type of areas, including I think even at the top, Bloomington, Indiana. So these are kind of the areas that we need to watch out for tonight. Not saying that anything else in the state of Indiana could see something, an isolated tornado, but these are the most areas that, based upon model data, that basically this is kind of those areas we need to watch out for. Hail threats, most of the northern half of Indiana is kind of in there, but also still here, or some of the northern half of Indiana, but a lot of actually the area here in Indiana, we may experience some hail as well. And part of the so that's kind of a threat for tonight as well. And wind, again, the wind is more focused down south. So for the most part, that's kind of what we see with the threats here. The tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for kind of some of the upper counties here in Indiana, the northern counties, essentially. A few tornadoes are likely, widespread hail up to apple size likely. Essentially, think about that apple size, it's crazy, but it's quite possible. Scattered gusts up to wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. And again, this is until 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern, for those that are kind of going through here. So those are some of the things that we wanted to really talk about, but then also kind of go back through some weather safety real quick. Again, since there is a tornado watch being issued right now, conditions are favorable for the development of tornadoes. It's not necessarily meaning that the tornado is there, but these are the conditions that could perhaps produce a tornado. You need to make sure that you have your safety plans in place. Be prepared, be ready, do not panic, and make sure you're receiving your weather warnings. Okay, that means basically your notifications. I know a lot of people like to disable those because the Amber Alerts, which to me, I always keep them enabled, but enable those notifications as well as making sure you have your weather radio ready to go. You can also technically stream the weather radio channels on your devices if you so wish. However, I would definitely recommend having your regular weather radio on so you're not hearing about 5,000 different um, different warnings and things like that. You want to have your warnings for your county. So make sure that you're prepared for it. And of course, a tornado warning, a tornado has been cited either by a storm spotter or indicated by radar. And so that means you need to take cover immediately, move to the lowest floor of your home, usually centralized. If it's a basement, great, go down there. If you don't have a basement, make sure you get into a closet or a bathroom without any windows and avoid any windows. And if you're in a mobile home, get out. All right. Unfortunately, tornadoes love to pick those up a lot easier than other homes. So make sure that you do that. If you're in an apartment complex, make sure that you get to the lowest level of your apartment complex. And I know it's very, very awkward, but you may even have to ask, random people, random neighbors, if you would, to take cover in their area, because again, you want to be on the lowest level provided. So make sure that you do that. But continue to stay up to date here with America's Weather streaming channel. We are trying our best to update we possibly can with all the information. And again, there are some tornado warnings up in Illinois. So if you know people who are in northern Illinois, they're kind of having a rough start to the night. But we'll continue kind of watching and keeping things up to date for you guys over the next several hours. So look out for another live stream as we continue doing that. So other than that, that's all we've got here. So I hope you guys, again, stay tuned for more updates here at America's Weather streaming channel.